This room is different. Students sit in groups of 8, facing each other rather than facing the instructor. One of the great things about this room is that the walls have whiteboards where the students can write and collaborate on the topic of research. Each group of 8 students have access to a computer with a monitor on the wall. Students are encouraged to bring their own electronic devices and use them in the classroom. The room is easy to walk around, and the instructor can access each student, which encourages interaction on a smaller ratio. We wanted to design a learning environment that would engage students and allow faculty to use their expertise to develop a community of learners where creative energy, investigation, and collaboration take center stage. For deeper learning to happen, research shows that students need to interact with the material in a different way. This classroom design fosters bonds between students. Any class from any discipline on campus can transform their course to be successful in the active learning with technology classroom. Engaging students in the learning process is the goal behind this classroom. This type of classroom helps MSSU create scholars that are engaged and prepared to be involved in their academic development.
Multiple heads are better than one. And in my group, we all bring different things to the table. So like my group, we have someone that was actually in the Army. So when we talk about the wars and stuff, they actually have a different side of the aspects that I don't have. This person may be better at research, so she may have done her research well than I have, so she brought something to the table that I didn't have.
I think that this way of teaching has helped me more than any other class I've ever had, and I'm very impressed with how much I'm learning from it.
If it's fun, then we'll remember more because it's engaging, and it doesn't feel like work. Nobody ever wakes up and says, man, I can't wait to do hard work. But if it's fun somehow, now you've found something that you might want to do for your entire life. And so that applies in the classroom too. It's fun, I enjoy it. You never know what to expect. You always know that you're going to talk about relevant material, but it may take any number of different directions as the discussion progresses, and so that's excellent. It's entertaining.
I think that the guide from the side idea is more compelling personally than the sage from the stage because you're involved in the learning process. Whenever you have somebody that's just lecturing to you or somebody who's just speaking to you, you're not necessarily engaged in the process. Whenever somebody is standing beside you and they're asking you questions and they're pulling you through this process, there's a lot more personal engagement that you have, and you have to think about it a lot more. You have to give it a lot more consideration because you're coming to your own conclusions about things within the guidelines of the subject matter and within the things that you're talking about. So you're a lot more personally engaged, and whenever you have that higher level of personal engagement, there's definitely a higher level of learning and a lot higher level of comprehension and a higher level of memory. So I think that functions really well in the classroom.
This class is teaching us how to leave our ethnocentrism at home, which is a big word we learned this semester in class. Making judgments not based on our beliefs. And so it's been very educational, as we can leave that at the door and come make decisions based on facts or evidence that we have.
If I just prepare a lecture and I have my outline or my lesson plan of what I'm going to say, that's pretty well set. But when we make things interactive, when we move it into a classroom that is resource rich, there's a screen in every corner, plus there's the big screens up here, and there is the instructor who is the expert on the content. I get to use that interaction time in the beginning of every class, right? The beginning of every class is that interaction. What's going on? What is your understanding? I think that's the question that needs to be answered before I start teaching, is what is your understanding of the material that's on deck for this week? And because of the interactiveness and because of all the different research tools available, it's fluid. I can steer that and navigate that lesson to meet their needs. Why would I spend the first half of my lecture covering a specific topic if in the first 5 minutes of class I can figure out they already have it mastered? They're solid on this. Let's not spend time lecturing on something they've already mastered. That's frustrating. Nobody wants to hear that. Let's move on and let's move to this other piece and this other portion over there. And I'm not limited by only the research I've done. I have my outline, and we can go out and hunt and find that knowledge that they're starving for.
We always have like very good discussions, whereas we kind of pretty much like wait an entire week to like say what we need to say, which brings out more content and more information.
The level of engagement with everybody, all the students, and the whole classroom is just significantly higher than all the other classes that I've taken.
I just absolutely love the learning style in this class.
Everyone in here participates, and it's a fun, loving class.
We always can have an amazing debate every week, and I just love it. I love being able to share my mind and hear other people's opinions.